7.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Line. Nick Beres with my co-anchor, Amy Watson. We're hanging out. She's co-anchoring Morning Line with me today, just sitting in. And this is our special holiday edition of Morning Line. Taking your phone calls. The lines are open, 737-7587, if you want to jump in and share a holiday story. She was telling us, Lelan and Rebecca had to run off, but they'll be back. When they did, you were just saying real quickly, your husband loves red velvet cake, and we were talking about the division of duties sometimes in the kitchen when it cooks, but he'll put that together himself.
He does. I mean, he spends hours. It takes hours to make one of those cakes. It really does. And so he'll do that because we were just saying, you know, I feel like, and I don't know how it just ended up, but I'll end up doing most of the shopping and wrapping, and now, like, even this year the girls are going to help me with some of that, and he'll cook whatever. If we need a casserole, or if we need cake, if we need whatever it is, he'll jump in the kitchen, and he loves to go to the grocery. I hate to go to the grocery. He'll go and buy everything, and he'll spend all day in the kitchen. Yeah. And it's just funny. I mean, and I'm fine with that.
That's cool. Well, you've said that he loves the holidays more than any. I mean, you all do, but he's the big Christmas guy.
He does love the holidays, and honestly, this is how much he loves it. We have been trying to redo our bonus room upstairs for, I don't know, a year and a half. And so the kids said, Aaron and Andrea and the baby, they said they would spend Christmas Eve with us. As soon as they said they were going to spend Christmas Eve and they were going to have to sleep in that room that needed to be redone, I mean, within 3 weeks, we had painted, carpeted, a new bed, I mean, furniture. Yeah, it's just...
That was the motivation to do it, though. That got him going.
He said,
That's awesome.
After all this time, he was like, they're going to be here Christmas Eve. We've got to have everything ready. We're going to have to get a new bed. We're going to, you know. And he, like, made all the calls, got the painter. I mean, it just... That's great. It was. I mean, that's just how much, you know, he loved. Just to have everybody under the one roof again. Because, you know, we were talking about that. Things change over the years.
Changes. Well, that's an indication of how his parents handle it. Look, phone lines are loading up, so we've got to start taking calls, I guess. So next up is Ann. Hi, Ann.
Good morning. I just wanted to call and say Merry Christmas and thank you for all your coverage for the year. I told y'all this last year, but don't ruin your eggnog with anything but high-quality brandy.
Brandy.
And I'm with Joe. I've had a great deal of loss this year and a great deal of stress with a very, very sick family member. Spend your time with your family and cherish every moment you have, because even those that you fought with when you were young, you will cherish when you're older, and we don't get these moments back. So the holidays is for cherishing your moments. When mine were little, we spent our time going to grandparents and great-grandparents, and they were older before we were home on Christmas morning. And they're 30 and 40 now, but we spend Christmas morning at home, and that is our tradition. And they didn't get that as a child, and to see them experience it as an adult like they're a child every year is something special, because they had their memories with their grandparents. And spend that time now, because you'll cherish it forever. Thanks for all y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. And she's exactly right. And Ann calls in, and I know she's had a rough year, but Merry Christmas to you, Ann. And thank you for being part of our family here and calling in and sharing that. But she's right on the money on that. Let's go to Grady. Grady, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
Gotta say, you know, the Rubber Guest song, you're right. But, you know, I want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all the Channel 5 family and all the viewers that call in. You learn so much from the viewers that, and they're very interesting to listen to. We miss Steve Hazlett, you know, but we're glad that every time somebody leaves, y'all replace it with somebody that seems to take and run with the ball. And I'll hang up and listen. You can always tell when Nick's eating, he's quieter. You know, just keep food coming in his mouth. We'll hang up and listen to y'all's comments this morning.
Thank you. My mom. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Grady's been with our show for a long time. His voice sounds good. He went through some heavy-duty bypass surgery and he's recovered, and he sounds great. And I know his family. He's in this show. It's odd. I mean, we have some people like Grady and some others who have been with us for, years and years.
That's great.
That's awesome.
And it's wonderful to hear. And then we have a lot of new folks here and a lot of people calling in right now. Let's go. I think next up is it Vivian, I think. Hi, Vivian. Are you there, Vivian? Let's see. All right.
Yes.
Hey, Vivian, how are you? Merry Christmas. Go ahead.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you. I was sitting there looking at all of y'all having fun and wondering about Steve.
Yeah, fair enough. We knew we had a few people calling. You just heard Grady say that. I mean, I have not talked to him recently. I see that on his Facebook page. He posts stuff, and he's working and is very busy with his wife on their family business is what it comes down to. Yeah, I do know he said that since he's getting more sleep and stuff, he's feeling more rested than he's ever felt.
Yes, and he's lost almost 20 pounds.
Wow.
It may be more than 20 now. That was one of the first things he told me. We've been texting each other, and I just miss him like crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost a brother just because we were so close every day. Our desks downstairs were beside each other, and of course we were on set 4 hours a day for 11 years next to each other.
About
But
that.
everybody misses him too. So thanks. He will appreciate being recognized and missed today. But he's doing really well.
Yeah, this shift does take a toll on your health.
It does.
It does, and when you can't, if you're not going to sleep and getting your 8 hours or however many you need for your body to recharge every day. I mean, a lot of people noticed when he had his throat was hoarse for what was that, almost 3 weeks or a month?
It just wouldn't go away. It just lingered.
And so I'm glad he's doing much better.
Me too.
Yeah,
We love
gotcha.
that.
All right, let's go next to, we've got Susan. Hi, Susan.
Good morning.
Good
And
morning.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Well, when you guys were speaking about movies,
Yeah.
I just had to call to remind you of two movies that are just wonderful, hilarious, and you just have to add it in this year.
Okay.
And that's Home Alone.
Of course.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! You just have. That's the one where everybody can get together. You know, if you got family around, to get together and laugh. But even if you don't, just watching that makes you feel better.
Yep.
It does. It's really a good one. I can't
They
believe we
keep
forgot
forgetting
that.
him.
I know.
How do they keep forgetting him?
I know. I haven't seen that one in a while, and I remember I liked it. That's another one. That's one I'll watch this year. I'll watch that. And did you say there was a second one?
Well, there's Home Alone 2.
Oh, okay, there's a sequel as well. I've got you. No, that's a great one.
I'm trying to think. I think both of them might be at Christmas time. I think so. Yeah, I think it's the Christmas time when these events occur. And the little boy, Macaulay Culkin, was just hilarious.
Yeah.
It was great.
So try those, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. Boy, when that movie came out, that was huge. Made him a gargantuan star.
Yeah.
That was
Full
giant.
blockbuster movie.
The first one. All right, let's see. Next up is Brenda. Hello, Brenda.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
and Happy New Year to everyone.
You too.
You too.
It's nice to hear from you.
Yeah, speaking of eggnog there, I got a funny story I'd like to tell you.
Okay.
About 10 years ago, I was in Kentucky with my brother, and me and her brother was making eggnog, and all we had to go in it was Maker's Mark.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
And before we could get it cleaned up, have you ever seen a 4-pound drunk chihuahua?
Oh, no.
Oh, did some fall down and the chihuahua was drinking it?
Yes,
Yeah.
we got to get it cleaned up. The dog went through the house wobbling in the stomach. She said, "What's wrong with my dog?" And me and him got to laugh, and we had to tell her, "You got a drunk chihuahua."
Yeah. Wouldn't take much to get a chihuahua drunk.
No, they are tiny.
Especially if it's Maker's Mark. So you're saying, by the way, it would be a bourbon with your eggnog as opposed to brandy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all we had, so we had to use something.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, well, like I said, Maker's Mark's the good stuff. Thank you for
That was
that.
the only option.
Needless to say, she won't let us make eggnog no more.
Yeah, that's it. Even though the chihuahua might like it. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I guess brandy or a bourbon,
Yeah.
either one, whatever your
Rum.
preference is. Or I'm sorry, rum. Yeah, the rum would be the other thing that you might put in there. Let's see, we've got, is it Lucy? Lucy, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Lucy, go ahead.
Well, I got a Christmas movie and a Christmas story for Lelan real quick.
Okay.
The Christmas movie that I like watching because it reminds me of single mothers, and I know that y'all are going to find this strange, is a movie called Pocket Full of Miracles by Bette Davis. And if you've never seen that movie, and you take your mama for granted, watch Pocket Full of Miracles on Christmas Day. Everybody will put down the cell phones and probably start talking. But anyway, Leland, I have a friend that I used to help her put up her Christmas decorations, and somebody sabotaged one of her little blow-up toys, and she promised me, we're like twins, that this year she was going to put up fix this Christmas blow-up thing for her yard that somebody had messed up because of what had happened around Halloween, what she had seen on Channel 5, where somebody had sent in a picture where her and her husband were y'all's news crew, and her husband was Leland. Okay? She was at a place, and she was telling this guy about, have you seen this thing about this couple, blah, blah, blah. And he says, you mean old pumpkin-headed, Charlie Brown-headed Lelan Statom? And she said, yeah. And she said right then she knew she was going to go put up little Lelan. I asked her years ago, who's little Lelan? And she brought out this Charlie Brown and Snoopy blow-up boy.
What are you talking about?
Refers to Charlie Brown as little Lelan. So she says it's going up. She hasn't got it up. Christmas is almost here, so I thought I'd share that. Y'all have a nice holiday. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
That's pretty great.
I know, time is running out. Can you believe that?
6 more days.
6 more days.
And then you blink and it's done.
Yeah, you really do.
Do you take your Christmas tree down the very next? If you have a Christmas tree, do you take it down the next day, or what do you do?
I like to have it down
New Year's,
by
maybe?
New Year's. Yeah.
By New Year's, okay.
Yeah, there's a superstition in our family that it has to be down by New Year's Eve. It can't be up into the new year, or there's a superstition of bad luck.
Oh,
Really?
well,
So-
see, Nick's family is July.
You remember that? I was about to say that. Now, not my family now. That would be a real fire hazard, because now we know that live trees, which we
now we
get,
know.
get Merry Christmas. But growing up, my mom and dad, whatever, that's the household I grew up in. The tree would still be up in July.
Well, it's the household
That's
plant.
unreal.
It'd just be up in July.
But you know what?
Now my wife, she's not like that. She likes it taken down pretty quick, because the memories then, it's like, it's still there, I miss Christmas, it's already over, let's take it down. Okay, and then we have the Christmas graveyard.
Oh.
In the back, the Christmas tree graveyard, back behind Thelma and Louise's chicken coop.
Okay.
There are Christmas trees back there dating back the last 10 years.
That's unreal. So you
did
replant them?
Yeah.
No, I just throw them back
Just
there.
brush fire waiting to happen.
It's a hazard.
Got some land back
Mount
there.
Juliet.
I toss it back there. Sometimes I'll go back there with a hatchet, make some firewood.
Oh, that's nice.
Really?
That's
Sure.
nice.
Yes.
He says.
You know better than that.
I do. Although, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's interesting because I think it's either the city tree or the state tree this year is one that was somebody's Christmas tree many years ago.
Yeah.
Then they replanted. I'm thinking, it's amazing that they were able to replant it and then become what
And it got
is.
that big. You're right.
I
No,
agree.
I think.
It's in the one in Public Park, I think, isn't it?
So maybe the city
Because
tree
we did
did.
that story.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
talking about how
Yeah,
they had
it was from
planted it, and
Inglewood.
then they thought it got so big, let's cut it down. What a cool thing.
That is
the
cool.
trees, we were looking at it yesterday. Beautiful. Just
It is
beautiful the way
beautiful.
Adam decorated.
I had a friend who he lost his wife, and he was single for many years, and he had a Christmas tree closet. And you talk about keeping your tree up, till July. He would, as soon as Christmas is over, he would take it, unplug the lights, and scoot the tree in the closet, shut the door, lock it till the next year, and you pull it out, plug it in, ready to go.
Well, not a live tree.
Not a live
I
live
was
tree.
going to say, that would be a real hazard.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I thought, I need one of those. I need a
Just
Christmas tree
unroll it.
closet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's take a break. When we come back, more of your phone calls if you want to join us. Our final segment, this show goes fast. Because you know what? We just have fun. I forget we're on TV.
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay, and that's
You
good
do
and bad
forget.
sometimes. All right, the number is 737-7587. Back with our final segment, talking the holidays with you right after this.
'Cause that's-